Okay, welcome to my tiny head. I'm going to continue with the params. We're going through the primitive section. I am down to time, and then we'll go into data, data path, and file path, all in the same file. We'll do something with KUKA PRC command, looking at Carl Singlein's work, and then we'll end with shader, which is actually a pretty cool little node, and I don't know why I'm getting ahead of myself, but when you read it, it really makes the connection of all the things that are available for you. A lot of good text to read and developer contact if you want to go there. Anyway, that's just a side note to keep you watching these videos. And as we get through that, we're going to go into the inputs. And obviously, the applying of these things makes a lot of sense. And I'm looking forward to getting down to the import, the protein databases. So that said, let's just take a look at this. It's kind of dry, and that's just an my honest opinion, I believe, because we're just dealing with a node called time. But with time, the first thing that comes up when it was put in there was represents a collection of time and date values. Time parameters are capable of storing yada, 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 yada. And then it says asterisk, time parameters are currently not in use in any Grasshopper components. They are included for future functionality. Well, then over in the math tab, you've got this whole section on time. And those are the nodes that you can bring out. And there they are. They run from nodes that set up their own dates. And there's the container time, which will grab that information in the form of constructing a date from year, months, dates. And we actually have a little tool that shows an example of bringing in all that data. I exported everything that's programmed in there, and it stays current, and then you stay up to where you are, even though I don't believe it's Thursday, May 21st at noon. But that's when I actually, bake that into a script. Then the red ones obviously don't work, so you've got to find out what you need to put into those exotic times. And exotic times, you've got to allow yourself some play, and you end up making what's called exotic times. And what's interesting about here is don't double click, right click. You'll see you have all these different cultures to pull from and time schedules to do. So I don't know what's going on in China, and I sure don't know how to work it yet. So I think I'll just do Gregorian time. That said, there's to get you outside of your thinking culturally kind of static or monoculture. Think about other things. Construct smooth times, pretty nice. It generates a flowing date 000000, and construct time works the same. I should just generate one of these just to pull out what's there. You can see the same information. You can put it into a panel, but you'll see what's going on with that as well. And that actually is current as to what's happening right now. Or at least I pulled it out to that. And you can see where I used to construct time. I went in here, and I always extract data, then put in a panel to find out what that node wants. It's a great way to discover what's going on. You don't have to use it for the time nodes. You can use it for any node that functions for you without you seeing the inputs going into it. So you extract by going in here, and then you put a panel underneath it after it, and you see what's going on. One thing you're going to notice is panel tools, like if you have to pull out of a node and then you're pulling out a panel, that doesn't work a lot of the times. You have to go back to the actual container node. Okay, so combine date time I put in here, and I just grabbed two times and combine them, and there you go. You end up with this information along with that, which is kind of concatenating information. That's pretty simple. Date range is nice because you get a full range of everything coming out of that. If I pull these two separate dates, I get the range in between all those dates. Great way to get information to put into a document in Rhino to, I don't know, annote information. And then the last one is to interpolate data, which gives you an ability, I believe, to toggle on and off. So as you play with that, you get different values as you're going between times on the interpolation. Keep in mind with all these new nodes that maybe you don't know what to do with. There's so many choices. There's no reason to know them all unless you're a developer and you're developing this as a thing. On a side note, I would say get into Grasshopper 3D, join the groups. I've started to join them myself. I've started to post my videos. There seems to be a core group of hundreds, if not thousands, of people that really are interested in this. And I'm just going to keep going with this type of script, putting it on GitHub, and we're going to move now, like I said, into something a little more exciting. What is the data container for? How do we work data paths, and how do we import data paths, which you're going to have to do for many different tools. That's quite common, and I don't use it a lot because I've tried to learn Grasshopper by staying pretty much isolated in Grasshopper in a sense that I want. And I guess I haven't covered all the little interface in Grasshopper yet, but you see me doing it all the time, these little quick clips up here. There's a really nice scribble tool of bringing in geometries. I'll cover that, even though I don't have script for that. It could be very nice to learn about some of the interfacing here, and I guess I'll do that in time. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Short video.